Hello, everyone. Welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you very much for joining me here today. We're going to take a quick look at Kadena, and just before we do, we'll peek over at Bitcoin, see how much of a struggle bus we're having with that one there. First, let's go ahead and take a quick peek. And just to clarify, Bitcoin not closing over 60,000 is a big problem, right? We need that to happen in order to get that confidence in the market for the price to continue to progress. But simply put, if we close this one-day candlestick under 58,000, then we're going to be looking at that as becoming the new major resistance level, and that could become a very big problem, right? Because we still have yet to close under 58,000. If that were to happen, then we can expect somewhere in the range of 53 to 58 as a strong likelihood before the next ramp up to just say 75, 80,000 for Bitcoin. So all in all, not great news here for Bitcoin. We're also well below the 50-day simple moving average, right around 60, 61,000 is a strong resistance channel. Okay, so that's kind of the state of the union for Bitcoin. And here is Kadena's. Kate, take a quick look at this. And just to clarify too, if you are new to the channel, I'm not a financial advisor. I just love helping people become better traders, right? Now, my whole purpose is to ensure that you can be self-sufficient. So I have a trading community designed with the obvious indication of helping you kind of get more foundation in order to become more self-sufficient later. So either way, check that out in your own time. It's a really cool option. I actually send out signals too for every single trade that I take, so you can follow that if you'd like. Just kind of get the feel for what it's like to be the day in life of a trader. I do this every single day for work, and this is my full-time job. So hopefully, jump on in there if you get a chance. If not, that's cool too. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Kadena. So we're just going to redraw out some Fibonacci retracement lines. Instead, from bottom to top, we're going to go from top to bottom and kind of just see where we're at here for this, this more recent price action. Because obviously the price is coming down, right? We know that. We can see that. And it's not in terrible shape by any means. It's just that it's following Bitcoin's behavior in a sense, but also it's exaggerated that behavior based on the sheer fact that it increased so high so fast. So, recently it was showing signs of continuation, but with Bitcoin having selling off for the last 7 days, because Dina's effectively done almost the exact same thing, right? So we just got to understand that. And that's why we look at Bitcoin first and know what that looks like, okay? So we'll say worst case scenario here. I would say worst case we see the price down in 13 range, but I personally feel like somewhere in the 16, $17 range is probably the bottom we're going to see. I don't think we're going to see anything much lower than that. That's just my personal opinion. But again, if Bitcoin does drop to 53,000 next couple of days, we will see prices lower. That's just the way it goes. I'm personally holding, because I know we actually have a signal open with our trading community. I'm holding my position because I do believe big picture, long term, it will recover. But you just got to bear that in mind that it's going to take a little moment because it was well overextended initially, and for it to continue that momentum in the face of Bitcoin selling off, it's going to be a big ask, right? Either way, so let's go ahead and move on to the moving averages. We're looking at the 50-day moving average there. That could intersect with the price action in the next couple of weeks. But right now, the key takeaway here is that we're above 50 on the RSI. That's the important thing. If we lose 50 on the RSI here on the 1 day, that could be a potential problem. That would work as a resistance level, but it's not a problem to be above 50 and under 70 on the RSI on the 1 day chart. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so all in all, not terrible stuff here from Kadena. I don't see anything that's super alarming for the moment. One thing that I do see here, of course, and I just peeked at that really quick here, is the fact that the RSI is stuck under 50 on the 4-hour chart. That's not a problem per se, because of the simple fact that we have pretty strong resistance or correction support channel around $16 to $17. But simply put, when the price action is essentially getting rejected by the 50 on the RSI, that tells us we have a strong resistance level on the chart itself, which is likely right here, the culprit, right about 1896. Okay, so we can see the price comes up, gets rejected, and come back down. Bear in mind too, Bitcoin did the exact same behavior. It came up, it ramped up for like just a quick 1 hour. It jumped up like $2,500 and then just retraced immediately afterwards. So that could be that little pump and dump, for lack of better terms, that Kadena was influenced by. But as you can see, if it's behaving the same way as Bitcoin, making lower highs and lower lows, then we can pretty much draw a conclusion that Bitcoin is going to be the catalyst here, so to speak, to help the price action increase once it recovers. So just bear that in mind, right? So set some alerts for Bitcoin. I set my alert like right around 60,000, so I'm notified. And then I check a lot of my altcoins that are reliant on Bitcoin at that time and reevaluate. But looking at the 4-hour chart, we're below the 50, but the 200 is coming up here. So I like the fact that we have the 200-day simple moving average working its way up. That's notoriously a very, very strong support level on the 4-hour chart. So that could intersect with the price action over the next, I would just say, next 3 or 4 days, depending on what happens very, very soon. Okay, so all in all, good stuff here still for Kadena. It's kind of more fair to Midland. It's more like average, if you will. I don't see any extreme bearish qualities, but no bullish qualities either, right? And that's perfectly fine. It's what this the state of a lot of altcoins right now, considering the state of the industry, right? Bitcoin is a big dog and it's going to control the price for the most part, and we're seeing that here today. We can see the price tried to converge as well on the MACD, but that didn't come to fruition. Again, based on the most recent sell-off from Bitcoin, that has a lot to do with it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the 1 hour chart and see what we can deduce here. See, that's what I was referring to right there. That's exactly what Bitcoin did. It came up and then shot right back down. Last 2 hours have been pretty bearish for Bitcoin. So good news is the price is kind of consolidating closer to 16.4, so that should be the bottom for now. And again, we got that 200-day simple moving average coming into play soon as well. So I think we got some good support benefits here for Kadena, and I don't expect the price to come down much lower. Because honestly, what, $17 was like the all-time high for a short while, and that's where I felt like the price was going to stop. And coincidentally, it went much higher than that, and now it's kind of coming back to that original square one. So I don't have any concern that $16 to $17 is going to be a good strong support level. Let's take a look at the cloud. Obviously, we're well below the cloud. The baseline is above the conversion line, so there's really no indication here of a buy signal. But keep this in mind: once this lagging span comes into play and starts touching the price action, which could happen in the next 5 to 7 hours, that is a sign typically for a reversal. So a lot of times we see the price turn around there. So I think there's a good chance we'll see a reversal here soon. Will it be a shoot to the moon? Heck no, definitely not. It takes a while for coins to recover when they get beat down this hard. Kadena's seen it a lot based on this. Again, it shot up too fast, came down really fast. There's just no other way around it, right? That's just the way it goes. And as you start to kind of look at more charts over the time, you start to realize that there's definite patterns. Most of the time, the coins will come down 50-60% of its original starting point. And that just happens a lot, right? So I'm not surprised to see this here. What we want to look at really quick, though, is a 4 hour chart, kind of see where we're at. We did get a 9, and we got a little reset there. So for lack of better terms, we are fairly overexhausted, or just in general exhausted on the 4 hour chart. So again, that kind of reiterates the fact that we should have a nice strong support around 1640. And then looking at the 1 hour, we don't really have much here in the ways of TD sequential, so not much to note there. Let's take a quick look at the volume and then call it a day here. Okay, so let's go ahead and see, right? Let's take a look at the volume profile. Let's take just the last 2 weeks in play. All right. So we can see that the most amount of volume is right around 1890. So that's the major resistance level that we're having trouble getting over. And that's no coincidence, right? Because the most amount of volume is at that level. That creates a resistance level. So if you're familiar with the volume profile, like the volume weighted average price, VWAP, I use that for day trading. And what it does is it tells you the average volume last 24 hours expressed as a price. And it has standard deviation lines. But the baseline is basically telling you that it's considered a support and resistance level based on the volume in the last time frame. So if we take the volume in the last, just say 2-3 weeks here, we can see the most amount of volume accumulation right around 1896, round number $19, right? So that's going to hold the price down based on that sentiment alone. So if and when we can break above 19 and just say close on the 1 day candlestick at that time, then we're going to be in very, very good shape to consider this to be more bullish, right? But right now the volume is telling us that we are more on the bearish side of things than bullish. So I would speculate at this point that we're going to see some further consolidation closer to 1640 for the next few days. And if the price can start making higher highs and higher lows, start trending past and above $19 and close on the 1 day candlestick at that point, then we'll be in good shape to add to our position and consider that to be more bullish. But right now, I would say we have a little bit more bearish indication here, not to say that the price should drop much lower, but if it were to, I wouldn't be overly concerned. It's just a better opportunity to add to your position and to consider dollar cost averaging to ensure that you have a better overall return on investment. Okay, so hopefully you found this beneficial. We're not going to bother much with predictions on where the price could go, best case scenario, because realistically, we got to get out of this little hole that's been dug first. But for right now, I would speculate we're going to see some sideways action for the next couple of days between 1640 and 19. And once we break 19 on the 1 day candlestick, we'll be in good shape to see that can be considered back on track. Especially if we can be above 50 on both RSI on the 1 day and the 4 hour chart. That'd be excellent. All right, so thanks again for your time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're not already a patron, consider subscribing. I look forward to seeing you. Have a great rest of your day. You take care.